Heyo! So today I'm going to make paper from paper. These are handmade paper sheets that I made from pages of old notebooks. And a lot of my friends got back saying that they had piles of class notes and work notes that they didn't really need anymore. So if any of you have a similar situation, I hope this video gives you ideas to recycle your used paper and also have some fun making your own paper. My first step is to get the paper ready. So what I'm using are pages from old used notebooks. I'm going to cut these up into small pieces. The smaller you cut these, the better. You can use any kind of paper that you have available to you, but preferably use a similar texture of paper. Okay, so like I said, the smaller the pieces, the better. It's almost as if I have put them through a shredder. Now I'm going to pour water into that and leave this paper to soak overnight. So these have been soaking overnight and are ready to be blended now. I'm using a regular kitchen blender. Any blender you have will do, but ideally something you don't need to reuse for your food. I'm leaving some of the water in this, which will help to blend the paper more smoothly. So now this is what the pulp looks like after blending. Now the pulp is the first thing I need in my paper making process. Other than this, I need a sieve, so any regular kitchen sieve will do. I have a round one that I will use. If you have a rectangular one, that works too. Then I need a vessel. So this vessel has to be wider than the sieve. So you should be able to dip your sieve into it. I need another vessel, which can be a smaller one. This is going to be used to drain out the excess water. Then I have an old hand towel, one that I'm okay with leaving any marks or stains on, and a sponge. Finally, I need a piece of fabric. So I'm using an old dupatta. Again, go with something old that you don't mind leaving marks on. So I have my large vessel filled with some water, a little more than 1/4 of it has water, and I'm going to add some of my pulp to this and mix it up. Now if you want your paper to be of a natural color, then this is what you should work with, and your paper will look like this in terms of the color. But today I'm going to use organic dyes to make colored paper. So I'm starting with a tea leaf dye. I'm leaving the leaves in it. This is going to add a bit of texture to the paper. So now I have my sieve with me. I'm going to dip it into the vessel right to the bottom and then lift it up, just keeping a circular motion going. This is going to spread the pulp out evenly and also drain some of the water. Now I'm going to transfer this into the smaller vessel. So the first thing I'm going to do is drain out the water from the bottom of the sieve with the sponge. So I dab in from the bottom and then squeeze the sponge out into the vessel. Then what I'm going to do is use the towel to soak up the water. I have to press down the towel very carefully while doing this because the paper might tear easily. This part can be tedious, but it is also the make or break step because if the paper is not dry enough, it tends to tear when you're flipping it out, and then you have to start all over again. Okay, so now I can slowly lift up the towel. It's time to get the fabric in. And what I'm going to do is carefully flip the paper out onto it. With the same towel, I keep dabbing on the sieve to push out the paper. So you see, while I was dabbing, it started coming out. So if your paper folds over while flipping out, very gently straighten it out. Now for a final step to drain out any excess water, I'm going to fold over the fabric and use a rolling pin to just go over the paper. And that's what it's going to look like. Next, I'm using a beetroot dye. Now to this, I'm also going to add some bits of red paper shredding. I had left these to soak in water as well. So again, like I did with the tea leaves, this will add some texture to my paper. You can use various things for texture, so you can use dry leaves or flowers, maybe threads. All you have to do is shred them up and add them to your mixture. Okay, so the rest of the drill remains the same. Any excess pulp that comes up can go back in. Now, like I said, this can be very tedious and needs a lot of patience, but once you get the hang of it, it starts working faster. So don't get disheartened if it's not working right away. I had quite a few mishaps before I got it right. So I had paper which came out like this, and maybe by the 5th or 6th time, it started coming out right. So I'm dabbing from the outside because the edges need to come out first. The last dye that I'm using is of turmeric powder. So give that a mix and follow the same drill again. So that's what the sheets look like now, and I'm going to leave these to dry overnight. So these paper sheets are now dry, and this is what the texture looks like once dry. I can use these for painting or writing. They actually look very nice just by themselves as well. So there you go, handmade paper that you can make at home with things most of us have at home already. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.